Hi everyone, a very good afternoon to all of you. Today is 10th of May and I welcome you all to the Hindu newspaper analysis discussion. So guys, let's get started with the session, and before starting it, I would like to inform you that you can download explainer notes of this particular session from Telegram channel. Link for Telegram is given in description box in YouTube. Now, let's get started with the session, but before that, I would like to inform you that nowadays there are very few important relevant articles are there in newspaper. So please ensure that you are highly selective while you are skimming through the newspaper, because unnecessary articles pertaining to political coverage and all such kind of things are not that much important, but the newspaper is filled with such kind of coverages. So let's get started. In every class we start with a GS quotation, so let's get started with it. Now, today we are going to take quotation from Aristotle. Today we are going to take quotation from Aristotle. Now Aristotle says, educating the mind without educating the heart is no education at all. Educating the mind without educating the heart is no education at all. Now Aristotle here is trying to convey the idea of value based education, value based learning. All the education which focuses on learning on facts, education which does not focuses on imparting of values, education which does not focuses on imparting good ethics, that particular education is of no use at all. Such people will bring even more atrocities on the world. We have seen that people who have brought a lot of atrocities in the world, actually they were the one who were very much accomplished, they were academically geniuses, but because morals were not there, standards were not there, ethical standards were not there, they have led to a lot of crisis. So education has to be studied with the ethics. Now moving on, and let's discuss first article. An AI infused world needs matching cyber security. Now this particular article, it is talking about the challenges that are plaguing the world in wake of artificial intelligence's dominance. Now, this particular article we are going to see with respect to GS paper number 3, challenges of cyber security. Challenges of cyber security. Within cyber security, AI and related issues will take this particular article. Now, recently, one of an incident occurred. What was this particular incident? One woman in US received a call that her child has got kidnapped, but later it was discovered that this entire call, the voice of kidnappers as well as the voice of her child, it was generated by artificial intelligence. It was AI generated call. Now this particular thing highlights that what are challenges of AI that are emerging. If you remember, just 2-3 days back, we have discussed one particular article where there were videos that were circulating on social media. In that videos, the Home Minister of India, he was projected saying certain things against a particular community. Now, later it was discovered that that particular video was a deep fake. It was a synthetic media. It was a deep fake doctored video. Now, because of AI, cloning any person's voice, cloning any person's particular person's video, impersonation, it has become quite easy, and this opens a lot of cyber security challenges. Biggest cyber security challenges that today is emerging because of AI is phishing. Now first of all, what is phishing? Phishing is an act where you will send a communication, you will send an email, and it will be impersonated that email has come from a trusted source, trusted regime, and through that communication a phisher will try to get access of passwords, username, etc. That is the phishing. Okay, so now we see that because of AI, phishing attacks, they have increased, and in this particular capacity it has been found that there is 1265% increase. Fine, this is 1265% increase in phishing incidents, phishing emails. Okay, and there is 967% increase in credential phishing since the fourth quarter of 2022. Now AI obviously has a lot of benefits. AI has eliminated a lot of repetitive tasks which were earlier being done by the humans. These repetitive tasks can be done today by the code. Okay, AI has also increased productivity. When we talk about AI will also positively contribute to economies also, and in this particular capacity we see this particular thing that generative AI can contribute to 7 to 10 trillion dollars, can contribute to 7 to 10 trillion dollars in global GDP. Now, when we talk about generative AI is a subset of AI. AI stands for artificial intelligence. That intelligence or that particular type of a code which can mimic the human intelligence, we call that as artificial intelligence. Now, artificial intelligence can be of two types, general AI and the generative AI. General AI, basically, it does not has any limitation. Fine. For example, when we talk about the humans, fine, at the same time, they can perform the repetitive task, they can follow patterns, they can create, they can innovate, everything. Okay. Now, when we talk about the present AI, today we are very far from general AI. Fine, AI which can do everything simultaneously. We are very beyond to from the general AI. Today, what we have is a generative AI. Generative AI can generate an input on the basis of an sorry. Generative AI can generate an output on the basis of an input or on the basis of a prompt. For example, you will give a prompt that please give me an essay in 500 words on industrial revolution. It will generate the text. You can give a prompt, please generate a photograph or a picture showing a cat on the moon. It will generate that particular photograph. Generative AI is any platform, a computer code which can generate an output on the basis of a prompt, but that particular output will have certain limitations. Okay, will have certain limitations. So today this generative AI, it has a lot of application in education, banking, healthcare, manufacturing. Okay, but at the same time, dangers of AI have also increased, and we have seen that how many percentage of increase is there in phishing related emails. Also, according to a report by Deep Instinct, it's provided that 75% of IT professionals, they have witnessed an upsurge increase in cyber attacks in the past 1 year, and 85% believe that as AI will evolve, cyber attacks are going to get increased. Now, these particular data you can use in your GS paper number 3 answers. Please do use them. Now, further moving on in this particular capacity, guys, when we talk about the potential of AI to enhance the productivity, we find this particular thing that productivity across the industrial realm will increase. 70% of professional today's, they report that their productivity has been increased because of AI that has come. Also, when we talk about the generative AI, what it leads to, it is increasing the possibility of manipulation via generative AI. And because of this particular thing, today organizations, today political campaigns, today individuals, they are becoming more vulnerable. And in this capacity, it has been provided that organizations, they say this particular thing, that there are the undetectable phishing attacks which have increased. 37% increase in undetectable phishing attacks. Okay, then we also find this particular thing that the volume of attacks, number of phishing attacks, that has also increased. Well, volume, undetectability of attack has increased, which is really scary. It is dangerous. Also, privacy concerns are also getting impacted. Now, in this particular capacity, what can be way forward? What can be suggestions? So recently, world leaders, they have signed Bletchley Declaration. They have signed Bletchley Declaration. If you remember, just 2-3 days back when we were discussing one article on AI, that time also I gave you a reference. Now, what has happened in Bletchley Declaration? So world leaders have come together and they are starting a collaborative approach to regulate AI effectively. This Bletchley Declaration has been signed by the countries such as this Bletchley Declaration has been signed by China, European Union, France, Germany, India, UAE, UK, US. And what has happened? These particular countries, they have signed Bletchley Declaration on AI Safety Summit. Under this Bletchley Declaration, what will happen? Countries will come together and they will try to regulate AI so that the AI's positive aspects can be enhanced. The positive aspects of AI advantages can be taken, and at the same time, destructive, negative aspects of AI can be minimized. Now, in this particular capacity, it has been provided that, see, first of all, this collaborative effort between institutional players and industrial stakeholders, it is important. It is important. Okay, it can improve. It can necessitate the process of improving and implementing a realistic framework, which is that very much good. But at the same time, understand this particular thing. We need to bring other stakeholders also side by side. For example, corporate sector. Now, at the corporate level, we need to educate employees, we need to educate employers, we need to educate the people in the corporate that how they need to detect a phishing attack. They need to understand the challenges of AI. At the same time, we also need to we also need to recognize the crucial role of non-governmental organization. Now, these NGOs, what they can do, they can reach the common public, and they can educate them that what AI is, what are the challenges of AI, how they can protect themselves against the phishing attacks and all such kind of things which are going to get increased. So when we talk about the AI, NGOs, what NGOs can do? NGOs can help in enhancing cyber literacy among people. Particularly when we talk about cyber attacks, we have seen old people or the one who don't have much knowledge about the IT technologies. They are vulnerable of these phishing attacks. So NGOs can play an important role in this particular direction. So this is all about it. Fine. Now moving to next article. Are independent journalists on YouTube replacing TV journalists? So guys, recently this particular incident happened that one of a YouTuber, fine, who proclaimed himself as an independent journalist and used to report from YouTube, has now joined a political party, has joined the BJP political party. Now, this particular debate has got started that, see, this YouTuber, he got so much of fame because he projected himself as a journalist on a YouTube. And nowadays we find that so many of journalists on YouTube has emerged. And many of these journalists, they have gained so much of popularity that a question is coming that are these YouTube influencers, YouTube journalists, they are replacing the traditional journalist? Even if we see today, Mr. Ravish Kumar, he also today is doing his reporting from YouTube majorly. So this particular question has emerged that are independent journalists on YouTube replacing TV journalist? TV journalist. Now, guys, in this particular capacity, you see this particular thing that what I have done, I have restructured this entire article in just two broad dimensions. That is arguments in favor of independent journalist on YouTube and arguments against the independent journalist on YouTube. Because if a question will come, you need to have a very crisp, straightforward approach and answer. Argument in favor, argument against. So all the noise that was there, it has been removed, and we have provided it. We have laid forward in this two-dimensional approach. Let's discuss. First of all, argument in favor of independent journalist on YouTube replacing the TV journalist. Now you see this particular thing that there is a substantial decline in trust and quality on TV. Today, these words such as Godi media, Bikau media, etc., you can see today that all the people are using them. Also, Reuters report cite this particular thing that post 2020 onwards, there is a credible decline in the trust and credibility of mainstream media, TV media. Every media house, every TV channel is being associated with one or the other political party. That they are soft on X party, they are harsh on the Y political party. So, as the trust on traditional TV is declining, fine, as it is being viewed that the traditional TV channels, they have become biased. They are being controlled by government influences. They are being controlled by some corporate houses. So YouTube is now giving a decentralized platform to these particular creators, which is a good thing, and their rise is a positive thing. Second thing, interactivity and responsiveness. Now see this particular thing. YouTube is an interactive platform. A TV channel is not an interactive platform. Let's say you are watching TV, a news broadcast you are watching. You cannot give your views that what you found problematic in this particular reporting, what you found good in this particular reporting. You cannot like or dislike a particular video or a particular broadcast on TV, but you can do it on YouTube. So even a reporting is being made on YouTube. Let's say there's a YouTube video. In comment sections, you'll understand that whether people are liking it or not liking it. So basically what YouTube provides interactiveness, it provides responsiveness, it provides a two-way communication possibility. So this is something that is there, and content creators can quickly address basically these particular feedback. Okay, now basically content creators, they in real time they're getting a feedback, they can improve on that particular feedback. But in TV there is no such kind of mechanism. The next thing that comes here is that basically customization and niche content reachability is possible in YouTube. Now you see this particular, always the TRPs dictate that what news item will get importance and what item will not get importance. But now on YouTube, now see, when we talk about the news channels, media houses, they also justify that we have to show the news which will get us more TRP because we have so much of expenditures. Okay, but when we talk about YouTube, YouTube is a mechanism which does not entails that much cost. Even people, even the YouTube creators, they can address the niche content, okay, which is often overlooked by the traditional media houses. Without bothering about the viewership, they can independently come and cover the certain topics on YouTube. But on media, traditional TV, that is not possible. The next, rise of alternative voices. Now, when we talk about the independent YouTubers that have risen, okay, today they are providing alternative narratives. They are challenging the mainstream ideas. Why? Because there is relative freedom that is there on YouTube. So this is something which shows that in rise of YouTube influencers is a good thing. But at the same time, there are certain arguments against also. Number one, the challenge of credibility and professionalism. Today, anybody having a mic and a camera on YouTube can proclaim itself as a journalist. But do they have adequate training? Are they sensitive while they are covering a particular type of topic? Fine. Do they have ethical standards or not? Do they even know anything about the journalistic ethics or journalistic standards? So credibility is disputed. So today you'll find this particular thing everywhere. Today, even in educational genre, you'll find this particular thing that there are many independent creators, and even this is actually a fact that people who have not actually even given the attempts of a particular paper, today they are proclaiming to be the educators in that particular field. So credibility is often a debatable thing on YouTube. Then there is misinformation and lack of oversight that is there. Today, just to grab more and more eyeballs, to um, just to make a video trending, kind of a misinformation, hateful content can be spreaded easily on YouTube, and that is possible. Why? Because oversight is not there. Oversight is not there. So sensationalism, personal bias, factual inaccuracy, it can be promoted. Fine. In TV journalism, fine. As there is an oversight always, fine. Ministry of Information and Broadcasting is there. Okay, so there are relative checks that still are there. Then next is sustainability and reach. Today YouTube has become so much popular, but today even YouTube lacks the universal reach and consistent viewership. Even today, traditional TV's viewership is still way higher than YouTube. Okay. And then finally, regulatory challenges. Now government is coming with a broadcasting service regulation bill. Now, under this broadcasting services regulation bill, government is imposing a lot of restrictions in terms of the content that can be shown on social media. So point that comes here is that freedom that has always been there, that might not stay for a very long period of time. So this is, guys, all about this particular article. And now we'll be moving to next article. Reservation within constitutional bounds. Reservation within constitutional bounds. So basically, now guys, this particular article we are going to see with respect to this particular article, we'll see with respect to GS paper number 2, social justice. GS paper number 2, social justice and developmental issues. Social justice and developmental issues. Okay. Now, if you are following newspapers, you might be seeing this particular thing that there is a heated debate going on the issue of reservation, particularly in BJP and Congress. Political parties are accusing each other that a ex-political party wants to give more reservation to a particular section, or other political party wants to give reservation to this section, or all such kind of things are going on. We need not to go in such kind of narratives because they are not important for our examination. Now, basically, this particular article is discussing the entire concept of reservation in India. Okay, a very good article. If you don't have much idea about the reservation affirmative action, then this particular article will give you a very good understanding. First of all, before going in this particular article, few basic concepts you should know. Basically, often guys, we use the word reservation. We often use the word reservation. But I will suggest you that rather than using the word reservation, use word affirmative action. Affirmative action is an umbrella term where a state is giving certain support, is giving certain entitlement to a particular section so that they can get a level playing field. Because of historical injustices, because of some other reasons, certain communities, they never got proper education, they never got proper opportunity. So now to give them level playing field, we need to support them, and for them, for that, affirmative actions or many policies are designed. Reservation is one of a tool under affirmative action. Many countries give such kind of an affirmative action. Now, when we talk about guys reservation in context of India, basically we have Article 15 and Article 16. Article 15 and 16, which talks about equality to all the citizens, including equality in education, equality in the purview of admission to educational institutions, equality for public employment. Article 15 and 16 insist. But at the same time, Article 15 and 16 have an exception also. They provide that in the wake of equality, we cannot ignore the vulnerable sections. We cannot ignore downtrodden section. And it provides this particular thing that in order to provide social justice, special reservations, special provisions can be made for the advancement of other backward classes, scheduled caste, scheduled tribe. Okay. And in this capacity, when we talk about the OBCs, OBC is a collective term. It is an umbrella term which includes socially and educationally backward classes, backward caste. Fine. OBC is not related to a specific religion. Okay. When we talk about the SCs, particularly scheduled caste, they are related to a religion, that is Hinduism. Who says Constitution Order 1950? But when we talk about OBC, OBC refers to a group of people who are backward socially and educationally. Now guys, when we talk about these OBCs, some of the states refer to them as MBCs also, most backward classes. Okay. Now when we talk about the OBC people, originally no reservation was provided for OBC. In 1979, Mandal Commission came. In 1979, mentioned about the reservation for OBC, and 27% reservation for OBC was suggested by Mandal Commission. It gave its report in 1980. Immediately reservation was not implemented. For OBC, actually reservation got implemented in 1990, and since then 27% reservation is being given to the OBC people. Now, matter of reservation for OBC was referred to Supreme Court in Indira Sahni case. And in Indra Sahani case, Supreme Court very clearly provided this particular thing, that 27% reservation for OBC is legal. It also provided this particular thing, that caste is a determinant of class in the Indian context, and backwardness cannot be determined on the basis of economic criteria. So backwardness is to be determined on the social aspect, not on economic criteria. You keep this particular thing in mind because it will come laterwards. 27% reservation was approved. Now, after 1990, total reservations amount reached to 49.5%. How? See this particular thing. When we talk about reservation, SCs and STs, they were already getting the reservation. So basically, scheduled caste, they get 15% reservation. Scheduled tribe, they got 7.5% reservation. That was given earlier also. OBC got 27% reservation. So 27 plus 15 plus 7.5, total reservation is 49.5%. And Indra Sahani case also, Supreme Court in Indra Sahni judgment also said this particular thing, that you keep in mind maximum reservation should not go beyond 50%. That why we retained it at 49.5%. So this is something that happened. Also, Supreme Court provided this particular thing, that we need to come out with the concept of creamy and non-creamy layer also. What is creamy, non-creamy layer? Creamy layer will be those people in OBCs who will not continue to get the reservation benefit. People who have income above 8 lakh rupees per annum. Okay. OBCs with an income limit, with an income above 8 lakh per annum. And then there are certain categories of professions that were also included. That is something happened. Now guys, all this particular thing was going on. And in meanwhile, what happened? Government came with the 103rd Constitutional Amendment Act. With this, what happened? 10% additional reservation was introduced for EWS, economically weaker section. 10% extra reservation was given. Now, this particular matter was referred to Supreme Court, and Supreme Court has just few months back gave its reservation. Sorry, 2022 gave its reservation in Janhit Abhiyan case. Janhit Abhiyan case. Now, Janiyat Abhiyan case is the case in which Supreme Court gave its ruling with respect to EWS reservation. Supreme Court said that 10% reservation is valid. Supreme Court said this particular thing, that backwardness can be seen on the basis of economic status of a person as well. Now, if you just remember, it is a reversal from the Indra Sahni case. In Indra Sahni case, what Supreme Court said, that backwardness cannot be seen on the basis of economic criteria. But now they say that backwardness can be seen on the basis of economic criteria. So this is a reversal from Indra Sahni case that has happened, and 10% reservation was approved. So now how much is the total reservation? Now after the Janhit case, total reservation reached to 59.5%. 59.5%. Okay, this is something that has happened. Now, when we talk about reserve, so this is the status of reservation as of now. Now, is reservation unique to India only? No, reservation is not unique to India only. In many other countries also, reservation is being given. For example, US. US provides affirmative action. In the start, I have already told you that affirmative action is an umbrella word which will contain multiple tools. For example, scholarship is a type of affirmative action. Reservation is a type of affirmative action. Okay. Preferential treatment of a particular group is a kind of an affirmative action. So in US also affirmative action is given. So in US, what happens? Racial minorities such as African American, Latin American, they are given reservation. In UK also, employers, they have to combat underrepresentation of disadvantaged groups. If certain groups, disadvantaged groups, they are underrepresented, their numbers are not adequate in jobs, etc., they have to be given reservation. In France, now France does not have formal affirmative action reservation, but it provides that education should be focused on the students from low income groups. Low income groups. This is something that is happening. Now, when we talk about OBC, when we talk about OBCs, in the context of OBC, there is this debate, political debate that is going on, that whether Muslim OBCs should be given reservation or not. Now, first of all, guys, understand this particular thing. If you remember, in start, I told you OBCs, other backward caste, other backward classes. It includes those particular caste or those particular categories which are socially and educationally backward. Context of religion is not used in the context of OBC. And even in Constituent Assembly also, Constituent Assembly also, Constituent Assembly also, it was provided that the Constituent Assembly was also against the reservation based on religion. Constituent Assembly, wise people here, they said this particular thing, that why you are giving reservation? You are giving reservation to uplift the people. Now, do you think that only X religion will have downtrodden people? No. People who are socially suppressed, they will be from multiple religions. So why you are equating reservation with religion? Please don't equate reservation with religion. Constituent Assembly provided this particular thing. Okay. Now, when we talk about this particular thing, guys, Muslim communities have been included in OBC quota in Karnataka. In Karnataka. Right now, the political parties, they say this particular thing, that why Muslims have been included in the OBC quota. Okay, that is wrong. The 4% subcategorization of Muslims was given in OBC. In OBC's 4% reservation was given to Muslims, and this reservation was given way back in 1995. This particular reservation was removed by the previous government. This particular reservation was removed by the previous government. Okay, and was given to Hindu community. Was given to Hindu community. But this particular thing was then challenged in the Supreme Court. Was challenged in the Supreme Court. This is something that is going on. Okay. Now, when we talk about the OBC category, within OBC or the most backward caste category, Muslim communities in the Kerala, Tamil Nadu, Andhra Pradesh also, they are getting the reservation. Okay. So Muslims in Kerala, Tamil Nadu, Andhra Pradesh are also getting the reservation. All states, Muslims don't get reservation in OBC. In some states, Muslims get reservation in OBC. You have seen the example, Kerala, Tamil Nadu, Andhra Pradesh. Karnataka, it was given, it was rolled back, but then it got challenged in the Supreme Court. This is something that is happening. Now, why it is being given? It is being given because OBC is not related with religion. Scheduled caste have been equated with religion. And if we talk about the SC, word SC, scheduled caste, Constitution Order 1950 specified that a person belonging to Hinduism, Sikhism or Buddhism, should be SC. Now, you'll say that I said earlier only Hinduism, but here Sikhism and Buddhism is also written. So, yes, there is an explanation for that. Original Constitution Order of 1950 recognized that if any person want to get SC status, they need to from Dalit community. And original Constitution Order provided that Dalit communities are the people belonging to Hinduism. But then this Constitution Order later word was amended. It was amended in 1956, and with 1956, what happened? Hinduism got added. In 1956, Sikhism got added. Then it got amended in 1990. And as 1990 it got amended, Buddhist got added. What does it mean? It means, are all the six Buddhists, they can get the SC status? No, that is not right. Basically, a person who was Dalit in Hinduism, if he converted to Sikhism, then after conversion in Sikhism, he'll continue to get the SC status. Same thing, if a person was Dalit, converted to Buddhism, even after conversion in Buddhism, he'll still continue to get the reservation. Okay, so this is something that has happened. Or the fine, if so, Sikh converts and Buddhist converts, they will get it. This is something that is happening now. Basically, Christians and Muslims have also made a have also basically raised this particular matter, that Dalits who converted to Islam and Dalits who converted to Christianity, why they are not getting the SC status post conversion? If you convert to Sikhism and Buddhism, you get it post conversion. Why Muslims and Christians are not getting it? This matter has been raised, and multiple commissions in the past, they have recommended that post conversion, even in Islam and Christianity, reservation should be given. For example, Rangnath Mishra Commission, it has suggested this particular thing. Right now, government has constituted one more commission, that is a KG Balakrishnan Commission. There is one more commissioner. There is one more commission, that is here, KG Balakrishnan Commission, to study the question of extending the SC reservation to Dalits who have converted to Sikhism, who have converted to religion other than Sikhism and Buddhism, means Islam and Christianity. Okay, this matter is there. Balakrishnan Commission will give its report by the September-October 2024. Till that, right now, this matter is under consideration. Fine. There are other matters also that have come in the context of reservation. Basically, government also constituted Rohini Commission. Rohini Commission. Now, Rohini Commission was constituted for the sub-categorization of OBC quota. Now, what is the sub-categorization? Now, guys, if you see within OBC, for example, we have more than 5,000 caste groups. But you will find that some caste groups, they will get the maximum benefit of reservation. Even in the SC community, ST community, some caste group, some groups are getting the maximum reservation. For example, when we talk about the ST specifically, we have the case study of Meena tribe. Now, Meena tribe is one of the most advanced tribe. They have got the ST status, but the Meenas, they have got the majority chunk of reservation benefits. So within OBCs also such kind of a thing is there. So basically, the issue of sub-categorization of OBC comes. For example, X caste, you will get 2 seats. Y caste, you will get 5 seats. Z caste, you will get these many seats. Now, Rohini Commission, it has given its report. Up till now, report has not been made public. But Rohini Commission had made this particular thing public, that 97% of reserved jobs and seats in educational institution, they have been garnered only by 25% of OBC caste groups. 25% caste in OBCs, they have got the 97% of reserved jobs as well as the seats. So what we need to do, we need to sub-categorize the OBC quota. They have given the report. Up till now, report has not been made public, as well as the report has not been implemented. This is one issue. Also, there is this particular matter that is going on, that increase the reservation limit beyond 50%. If you remember, Indra Sahani case, reservation limit was restricted to 50%, if you remember. So now the parties are saying that increase it beyond 50%. They say that OBC people, actually their population is more than 70%, more than 70%. So give them more reservation. Now, just to put this particular thing in the context, recently what happened, Bihar government, they conducted the caste survey. And Bihar government, they had said that the total OBCs and MBCs in Bihar, they are 63%. And they say that in the entire country, the population of OBCs, MBCs, most backward caste, it is actually beyond 60, 65. Some says that even 70%. So why you are not extending this limit? Okay. Now, in your mind, this particular thing will come that we are not extending it. Why? Because in Indra Sahni case, Supreme Court said that maximum reservation should be 50%. Fine. But now opposition political party says that actually that limit has already been broken. Why? You remember, you just go back and recall 103rd Constitutional Amendment Act. In 103rd Constitutional Amendment Act, already 10% additional reservation is given to EWS. So total reservation today is 59.5%. So already the 10% limit you have breached. Okay. So this is something that has happened. Now, moving on, guys, and let's move to the next article. We need to stop the fear mongering on vaccines. We need to stop the fear mongering on vaccines. Now, why this particular article has come? Because, guys, recently, if you are following the newspapers regularly, this issue came that AstraZeneca, they made a submission in the court. um, Serum Institute of India, Serum Institute of India, who have manufactured made in India Covishield vaccine. Okay, so Serum Institute in India, they made Covishield on the basis of license given by the AstraZeneca. They have made a submission in the court that their vaccine can lead to blood clots in rare conditions. And now, basically, what has happened? The people now today they have went into this vaccine mongering, scaremongering, saying that deliberately we have given this particular vaccine, which will make us prone to heart attacks, which will make us prone to strokes. Fine. People now are regretting that why they have took the vaccine. Vaccine hesitancy is now has reached to the peak. Okay. Now, this particular article is saying that unnecessarily people are making this hue and cry. Fine. This particular article is saying this particular thing that actually, so you see this particular thing. Okay. Thrombosis with thrombocytopenia syndrome. Thrombosis with thrombocytopenia syndrome. Fine. Which actually leads to blood clots. Which actually leads to blood clots in your veins, in your body. It is said that actually this is not something which is this is not something this is not something which is only being caused by the vaccine. It is being said that this is actually something which is very common. Even in the healthy people, it can happen. And also understand this particular thing that vaccines that you take, fine, no vaccine will ever be 100% safe. Even a paracetamol drug you are taking, there will be some side effects that will be there. So it has been said that the vaccines, they do have a very, very small, tiny possibility of a side effect, and that is not unique in this Serum Institute's drug. In almost every vaccine, there is some kind of a side effect. So unnecessarily hue and cry should not be made, and these blood clots, they can happen in the healthy individual also. And it has been provided that what we need to do, we need to see the cost versus benefit ratio. Fine. Now, when we talk about the when we talk about the Covishield, fine, it provides 80%. Covishield, it provides 80% protection against severe COVID-19 and 90% protection against death. So it has been provided that the protection that it is providing, 80% protection against severe COVID and 90% protection against death, this particular protection is huge compared to the possibility of side effects that is here. Okay, so this is something that is just being provided here. I have read this entire article, but I didn't find beyond this any some relevant substance here. So I'll not advise you to go too much and make notes of this particular article or such kind of a thing, because guys, still this particular matter is under debate. Fine, it is getting peer reviewed. So beyond this, I'll not suggest you to go. So that is all about it, guys. And with this, we come to an end to the today's session. Tomorrow, guys, we'll be meeting and we'll be taking up the analysis. Thank you so much. I hope that you have liked the session. Thank you so much.